Living in Russia as a Filipina is actually cheaper compared to the Philippines. Let me explain. Come inside. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to share to you our real cost living here in Taganrog, Russia compared to the Philippines. These are only based on my life with my husband and my 5-year-old daughter expenses. And let me tell you, the prices are kind of surprising. Based in our experience, Russia is much more affordable than in the Philippines, especially when it comes to food, utilities, education, I should say, but not when it comes to renting. This is the tricky part. Why did I say it's tricky? Well, renting is tricky in here because for us, we live in a 1-bedroom apartment and it costs 35,000 rubles. And yes, it is already pricey in here, but it's pricey because we are located in the center of Taganrog. So basically, we are close to shops, schools, universities, government stuff. So it makes sense. But if 1-bedroom apartment is from farther districts, it's way go down to half of the price. So location matters. That's why it's tricky. Well, now let's compare it to Philippines. Before, we lived in Negros Oriental, specifically Valencia province, and we rented mostly apartment, 2-bedroom apartment. Price ranges to 25 to 27,000 pesos. And note, it's not in the center of the city. It's just like a province itself, but it's a bit expensive already. And also, you have to consider as well the interior, the bedding stuff, how do you call those, furnitures. So it's different, but luckily the apartment itself that we're staying is free. It's owned by my husband, and then interior is good, bed is good, actually everything is good. So that's another difference. So now let's talk about food. I know this is big topic to talk about, and many of you probably is wondering how much is our cost here when it comes to food. Well, let me tell you, here in Russia, our monthly expense for the food alone is 25,000 pesos. In the Philippines, it was more than that. In the Philippines, everything is much more expensive than here. Let me tell you why. For example, onion in the Philippines, that was, as what I remember, per kilo was 60 to 90 pesos per range. But in here, no more than 40 pesos per kilo. So imagine the big differences. The taste also when it comes to food, it's completely different. My day one here in Russia, as soon as I arrive in Moscow and go straight to the train, coming here in Taganrog, I ate a fresh tomato. And let me tell you, the tomatoes here, the fresh tomatoes are good. Even those during winter food, during winter vegetables, they are okay compared to the Philippines. So everything here, vegetables are tastier compared to the Philippines. I'm not saying or discriminating my own country, but I'm just telling the truth, okay? Everything there is expensive. Potatoes too. Imagine potatoes, they're expensive, especially now, which are insanely expensive because of the price oil, right? The oil rises. So everything there is expensive now. I'm talking to my mom time to time, and she told me that Everything is expensive. Rice is expensive. Corn is expensive. Everything is expensive. So we are spending 25,000 for a month, and that is more than enough for us, family of 3. So that includes Stacy's snacks, everything what she needs, everything. So it's way cheaper here. Aside from that, in the Philippines, my husband also is buying those imported stuff, cheeses, olives for the salad. And those are not cheap when you're in the Philippines, but in here, they are cheaper. Cheeses are cheaper. There are even local farmers cheeses, and they are good, they're not bad. So everything here is, everything here is cheap. After the food is transportation. Note, we don't have a car. We only depend on public transportations, which I think is a good thing because public transports here are very efficient and always on time. Well, except when there are accidents, it will take time. But all in all, it's not bad. It's really good. So every month we spend 2,000 rubles for trams and taxi, rarely. Like for some emergencies, we need taxi for that. So only 2,000. Why do we need a car? Next is utilities expenses. Well, this is the funny topic, and I'm sure that you will be surprised, especially if you're in the Philippines. To those who are in the Philippines who are watching me now, utilities here are insanely funny in a very good way compared to the Philippines. Why? Well, our gas expense per month is only 60 pesos. You see how funny it is? In the Philippines, the 11 kilogram LPG cost 1,000 to 1,500 price range, around that. 60 pesos compared to 1,000. Gas here is very cheap. One fact is, if you're a Filipino, I'm sure you always cook adobo in here because you need to cook it for more than a couple of hours in a slow cook, and then it will be so tender and so soft. Kusna, kusna. So now the point is, we always cook here. Cook here in our own, like to the point of wasting the gas. No, I'm just kidding. But another funny fact is, when it's winter and a centralized heater is still not on, we are using the gas stove to heat the whole apartment. It's not wasting because we're heating the apartment. So it's so cheap that you can just really use that during winter to heat the whole place. Smart. Now, talking about the centralized gas, this is a separate payment. It costs 3,000 per month, and it's only, of course, during winter, right? While the electricity, with the use of aircon, we spend 1,000. And during winter, without using the aircon, of course, we only pay 250 pesos. Very cheap, very cheap. That's why it's so surprising and, I don't know, insanely funny compared to the Philippines. In the Philippines, yes, again, the LPG cooking gas is for 11 kilogram, 1,000 to 1,500 price ranges. In monthly electricity, of course, it's summer, no winter. You obviously will need aircon. So I cannot even remember, but it's like 3,000 pesos more. Aircon, and it's not even 24 hours. How much more for 24-hour use of aircon? It's insanely, like more than 7,000 price per month. Next is internet. Internet monthly payment, we pay 1,000 pesos. In the Philippines, we pay 1,500. It depends on your plan, on your internet plan, but I do remember paying 1,500 every month before. Internet here is cheap, stable, and affordable. Now let's talk about the expenses for Stacy, child nursery expenses. She will be starting her nursery on May 12th, and it's a good school, so somehow it's a bit expensive. This is not the primary level, it's nursery, remember. So we pay 20,000 rubles every month plus 5,000 for her meals. So she will be in school for 5 days every week, Monday to Friday, from 9 or 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. So that's the biggest expense, I guess. But it's a very good school, so it will make sense. And plus, she needs that because she is not fully, locally good in the language. So she needs to be around those, and it will be good for her to practice more. For her, not me. Yeah, so 20,000 per month plus 5,000 meals. So 25,000 all. Well, compared to the Philippines, nurseries are very cheap. It's paid school year, that's how it's called, right? Actually, to capital cities, bigger cities like Metro Manila, Quezon, and Makati, it's a bit expensive. It's kind of this kind of ranges. But to some provinces like Negros Oriental, it's not really cheap. It doesn't even reach to 20,000 pesos. No, it's not for nursery alone. But to some higher levels, yes, it get to be expensive. So let's include about our lifestyle. Well, recently we don't really spend much. We go out, yes, mostly for walk, gulyat. That's Russian, very Russian thing. Only walking. And that's really a kind of date here. So we only spend for coffee. And for two, that only costs 460 rubles, not more than 500 for only coffees. And that's it. And we don't really go out for extreme fun because, I don't know, we just enjoy walking, going to the park, different parks. So, and as I said, it's very Russian. They love walking, and who doesn't? Everything here is walkable, like good streets, good pedestrians, good parks, massive ones. So that's only it for the lifestyle. So you see, our expenses are very little. If we are in the Philippines, what is our lifestyle? That would be definitely clubbing, drinking. What else? Going to a beach, of course, that includes drinking, right? And those, so it's expensive. But fun, more fun there in the Philippines. What really shocked me is that Russia is affordable for the quality you will get. Quality, what you will get, it's clean, modern, organized, tastier, and Russia have culture and a deep story. So for me, based on our real experience or story, Russia is more affordable in so many ways compared to the Philippines. I do love Philippines. I'm a Filipina, but sadly, Philippines offer less compared to Russia. But of course, it's depend on your lifestyle. If you're curious about real life here in Russia, especially if you're a Filipina, subscribe. I share honest experience here. And tell me in the comments, would you be willing to live here in Russia? Paka paka, thank you for listening. До свидания.